What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. This is for all of us. I want y'all to think about the person you are, the person you were 5 years ago, person you were 10 years ago, depending on how far you want to go back. But let's go back no further than 10, anywhere in that 5 and 10 range. Okay, now process that and now think about the person you are now. And honestly, answer the question for yourself. Is the person that I am today better than the person that I was 5 to 10 years ago? Notice I said, honestly, answer that question. Because a lot of us make the mistake of having this self-righteous um, attitude about ourselves. We're like, oh man, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. I'm great. I'm this, I'm that. Nah. Honestly, assess yourself. If you can think about things that you've done in your life to people or even to yourself, sometimes doing wrong ain't always just about doing wrong to someone else. You can do yourself wrong. You can carry yourself in a way that's wrong towards you. So whatever it was, whether it was towards somebody else or towards yourself, and even if it wasn't nothing extreme, are you better today than you was a few years back? I ain't talking about yesterday, last week. I'm talking about a time frame that could represent a drastic and dramatic change. And if you answer that question honestly, no, then that just means that you, me, and everybody else, we have work to do on ourselves. And a lot of times it's not about necessarily right or wrong either. We're doing wrong either. It's about a position that you are in life. If you look and say, well, man, 5 years ago, man, I was struggling, broke, barely getting by, man, just scraping and scratching, man. Then you look at today and say, hey, man, I'm struggling, broke, barely getting by, scraping and scratching. Then there hasn't been any movement in your level in terms of that level of activity from a financial standpoint. So many ways that we can look at this. But if you was out here scamming and messing over folks and being rude and disrespectful and mistreating people and abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive, you was selling dope and just out there crazy, and you've left that alone, and you're not that person anymore, then you can look and say, well, nah, I'm not the person I was 5 years ago. Or even if you have gradually transitioned out of certain lifestyles or certain things that in a particular lifestyle, then you on your way. You're making some progress. Now, a lot of times, just to be honest, our progress is not fast enough. Sometimes we want a pat on the back for being better, but we are not moving fast enough to be way better, to get to where we need to get. So while we can commend and say, okay, well, yeah, you're improving, I'm improving, but you got to pick it up. I got to pick it up. We all have to pick it up. So just assess that. Go back in time and just say, well, man, this is where I was then. This is where I was then. And if you know where it hasn't been any movement for the better or hasn't been much, then you got to say, well, what do I need to be doing? What do I need to be doing in order to pick up the pace to make my life better? Because anybody that has people around them that care about them, that love them, that in some cases depend on them, you making your life better automatically makes their life better. If you care about them. So it's not just about for yourself. It's not just about doing it for you. It's about improving yourself and improving your condition, because once you do that, then those around you automatically come up as well, even from just a mental point of view. It's like people who increase in knowledge. Wherever your knowledge was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if you've improved that today, you can relay that knowledge and that information to other people and make them better. See, we have to, this thing is like um, a system that feeds itself. We feed each other. Now we can make the choice that we're gonna feed each other negative, or we're gonna make the choice we're gonna feed each other positive. But the more positivity that we feed into each other, then the better the overall world becomes. The better the overall community becomes, and the world becomes, and so on and so on and so on. So those are the things that we got to look at. But one of the first steps is what I said early on, is to be honest with ourselves. You know, it's amazing how many of us will actually lie to ourselves. See, I can lie to that guy, to that person, that girl, that woman, that man. I can lie to my boss. I can lie to my school teacher. But I can't pass a lie over on me, because you know exactly what it is that you've done. You know what you do. You know what your thought process is. So the best, the first step is to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, man, you know what? I'm really not what I need to be. I'm not what God wants me to be. I'm not what my people and my family and my friends and children need me to be. I'm not any of that the way it should be. So let me start working on that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, that's a definition of being real. That's a definition of being real. It don't mean tell everybody your business and just pour your whole life out to people who may not deserve or need to know, but you speaking to yourself. You having that conversation with you. You having that conversation with the Creator. Hey man, that's all that matters. But then we got to make a real serious effort to try to get better. And if you look at yourself, you may have been doing good 5 or 10 years ago and have went down. So you may be really disappointed. So, man, I had it together 5 or 10 years ago. Now I'm tripping with myself. You know, so it works in different directions, man, either or. So keep that in mind, man. The goal is to improve every day. And if you work to get better, just a little bit better every day, then over a course of time, those little moments, those everyday moments will add up to the months and months and years, and you'll be able to easily look back and say, hey, I'm better than I was back then. Alright, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Pass these videos around to people who need to hear them and hear what I'm talking about if you feel like it's worth it. And y'all subscribe to the channel and make a comment down below. Alright, I'll catch y'all later on. Peace.